Welcome to Corinium, the second largest town in the whole of Roman Britain after Londinium. In 300 AD, this was a bustling, wealthy city with a basilica and a forum over there, shops along there, and the wealthy people's houses over there. But times have changed over the last 1700 years, and now this is the Gloucestershire town of Cirencester, Chester Street to be exact. The Time team have come to Chester Street, and to these gardens in particular, to see how all this fitted into the Roman city plan, and to see if it connected in any way with the main Roman highway of Ermine Street over there. And also to see if there's any truth in the rumour that we're on the site of a pagan Roman temple. And as usual, we've got just 3 days to find out. Joss Marchington and her family are regular viewers of Time Team, and they've invited us to Chester Street to find out if there's any Roman archaeology under their back garden. But what kind of archaeology? Maybe there are bathhouses, perhaps high-status villas, or even fabulous palaces just below our feet. Mick?
Yeah?
They say everywhere you go in Cirencester, you find Roman.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here?
Well, these particular gardens back onto a really important part of the Roman city.
What are we going to do first?
Well, we'll geophys the lawn, but a lot of this stuff, the plants, the shed, the swing, that's all got to go for us to be able to work.
And they don't mind?
Don't seem to, no.
You sure about this? The geophysics results aren't conclusive due to the proximity of the garden walls, but they do show something at the bottom of the garden. Carenza and her team decide to make an early start.
It's actually quite a small lawn, so it's difficult for us to interpret what's going on. But we have got some results at this end of the garden. I mean, they seem to suggest a possible wall cutting across here, and then quite a lot of rubble in this area. But we're not sure exactly what it is.
The problem is really, Tony, we haven't got much space for manoeuvre in the garden. Really, we're going to have to put our trench here because it's the only space we've got that isn't too close to the walls. So John's results suggest there's something here. We don't know if it's Victorian or Roman, but we have got a map that shows a Victorian building and a Roman tessellated pavement on it.
That's right. This is a very nice map from 1875 by the Ordnance Survey. So this is our house, this is the garden, and then that's cross, which says tessellated pavement.
What exactly is a tessellated pavement?
It's a Roman mosaic floor, you know, made up of little bits of mosaic together. It'd be fantastic.
Carenza, how many series have we done?
I know.
Seven, isn't it? How many mosaics have we found?
None.
About 3 tiny little bits.
I know,
That's it.
I know.
You find us a tessellated pavement, I'll buy a bottle of champagne.
Cirencester is the place to find the mosaic.
What about me?
You can have one too.
What about me?
You can have a beer. We also want to survey the parkland just over our garden wall. We're hoping to find evidence of a lost Roman road, which we think may cross the park and the main Roman highway of Ermine Street. Although the position of Ermine Street isn't in doubt, there's considerable debate as to the position of this lost road. Just to make our task that little bit harder, we aren't able to excavate in the park as it's scheduled as an ancient monument, which means we can only dig in the gardens of Chester Street.
We've got this wonderful sequence of maps from antiquaries of different dates, all of them trying to reconstruct what they thought the layout of Roman Cirencester must have been.
Over at our incident room, Stuart and Robin are trying to find out if any of the antiquarian maps of Cirencester give some indication as to the location of the missing road.
But the importance of it, for me, is if there is a road, where does it go? Mm-hmm. And if we do find it and its course, it's going to tell us an awful lot about the layout of this gridiron system within a Roman town.
That's crucial in understanding the centre of Roman Cirencester.
Absolutely. I think that's, in effect, what we ought to do next, is to get some more information which is current about the line of that road.
Great.
Well, John, what we found is the only evidence of the Roman street was actually found when they were putting in these fence posts for the tennis court. And you can see in this plan, which has got this very edge of the road. What we don't know is how wide the road is, and we can't pick up the angle on it there. So we need a fix here for the width of it, and then a fix over there to get the line of it.
So you think it's actually south of the fence on this side?
Yeah, it's coming this way.
This way.
So we need a fix here, and then a fix over there, so then we can find out which garden in Chester Street it's going to run into.
Unfortunately, the geophysics survey's hampered by modern landscaping in the park, and the resistivity scan is disturbed by the presence of a crazy golf course. The fragmentary results seem to indicate that the Roman street is heading towards the garden of number 50 Chester Street, only 3 gardens away from Cirencester.
If we come in here, you'll be all right. And then you've got
So that's where Mick and Phil begin planning Trench 2.
well. That's how they built Stonehenge, wasn't it?
I didn't think we knew that, Phil.
What?
I didn't think we knew that.
Of course it is. Stupid man. Just because you've got a professorship doesn't mean to say you know everything.
Well, I think it's
We know. This is how they would have built the pyramids.
That's telling you.
String and nails.
I don't know why I put up with it all the time. I don't know why I put up with it.
String and nails,
It's just-
my old mate.
It's just endless abuse from you, isn't it, young Harding?
Limited by the size of the garden, tree roots and the foundations of nearby outbuildings, it's decided to dig a 3 metre by 3 metre trench.
Disappeared into the woods.
And with any luck, evidence of a Roman street shouldn't be far below the surface. 3 gardens away, back in number 56, Cirencesta's making good progress in Trench 1 and has already unearthed some small finds.
How are you getting on then?
Well,
Apart from working hard.
we're still going down through the garden soil at the moment, Victorian garden soil.
Yeah.
And we haven't hit any Roman structure yet. We have got a few bits of Roman pottery,
Oh, right.
which is sort of keeping us going. There are a couple of nice rim sherds there. Are they 4th century, Neil, you said?
Yeah, they're very typically late Roman pottery. So
Right.
this is the latest pottery we're going to probably find on the site. And it's coming out from just down there on the top of the demolition. So we seem to be coming onto the very stony layer now,
Right.
which is the demolition of the last Roman buildings.
Is this typical of what you'd expect then? Because you seem to have gone through a lot of topsoil.
Yeah, it's totally typical of Cirencester. What you see is almost like a metre of homogeneous brown black soil with not many stones, and woof, this very hard layer. And that is actually the end of the Roman period. So there's no sort of intervening medieval layers.
No medieval at all then.
That's great for us because it means we can get down onto the Roman layers without having to worry about hitting medieval buildings and having to dig them first.
Yeah. So we're going to have to clear this all to see that, and then we're going to have to unpick that, aren't we, if it's rubble on the top.
Our biggest problem really is going to be what to do with all the spoil.
Yeah.
We've got quite a 3 metre square hole and it's going to be going down at least a metre. It's a large amount of dirt to put in a smallish
Well, when
garden.
we've finished filling the garden up, we can start filling the kitchen up. The way to do it.
Back in the garden of number 50, less than half a metre down, Phil's also made some small finds. But more importantly, he's starting to uncover what appears to be a rock-strewn hard surface, which could be our missing Roman street or maybe the wall of a building. Phil,
Tony!
you found something?
Yeah! Look at this. Nice little Roman coin.
Oh, let's have a look.
Look at that. Isn't it a little beauty? Mid-4th century.
What's this stuff?
This is what we're really getting excited about. Look at this. It's very, very compacted. Very, very hard. Listen to what it is like with my trowel. And it's absolutely solid. And you see here, there's masses and masses of this little pea grit. The stuff that passes through the worms and goes right down onto a very, very solid surface.
I know what it is.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's the sort of surface you basically get on the top of a wall.
Do you think it could be Roman?
I got no doubts. I think it could, I'm sure it is. We've got nothing but Roman pottery coming out. There's still some rubbish in amongst the topsoil, but yeah.
Great.
Robin to Tony, over.
Robin, this is Tony, over.
Tony, I've turned up some new information. I think it'd be a good idea if you could meet me in the Furs car park, over.
Will do. See you.
Okay.
Right, I'll see you in about an hour, OK?
Okay, Tony.
Cheers, mate. The Firs is the rather impressive house at the bottom of Chester Street. What is it that you've turned up?
Well, this house, the Furs, was the home of Thomas Bravender. And he was a very methodical engineer, but he was also an amateur archaeologist. He seems to have spent most of his spare time digging up this garden. He came up with coins, with pottery, with sections of column. We've even got a catalogue of all the things he dug up here.
A small bronze spoon, a spoon with sharp point at the end of the handle for getting out shellfish. A face, probably part of a vase. Fantastic stuff.
Now, the only snag is that he dug all this stuff up out of his garden, but the garden was much, much bigger than it is today. I mean, if you come over here, as far as you can see to that wall over there, that was the extent of the Firs garden, the area from which he made all his finds.
And presumably we can't dig up the car park.
Well, why not?
Can we? Robin's interest in this Victorian archaeologist seems to be well founded, as Bravender's most important discoveries now have pride of place in the local museum. Sections of Roman column and the inscribed Septimius stone, named after a 4th century governor, suggested to Bravender that the Firs was once the site of a pagan Roman temple. If Time Team can confirm this, it would be an important discovery, as no trace of a religious building, neither pagan temple nor Christian church, has ever been found in Cirencester. But back in the Firs car park, there's some debate as to whether we should open a trench based only on Bravender's evidence.
Well, Neil's trying to make a case out for us digging in here, and I'm not convinced, because it sounds as if this guy recorded a lot, but he wasn't very sure about what was going on here.
Well, I think we've got a good case, because if we look down here, you see this cross-hatched area, it's extensive remains of a Roman temple.
Question mark.
Well, indeed.
Yeah.
But this, to me, shows that we know that there were classical columns, bits of entablature, bits of sculpture coming up from round here from the old records. So is this a temple?
What is the point in us digging somewhere where someone's already dug when we've got all this virgin territory we could go into?
Well, there is another point against it as well, and that is because in this paper he says, as mentioned before, no Roman remains were found in the new road between the upper school and the Firs. Well, the upper school is beyond the road, here's the new road, here's the Firs.
It does sound as though you're clutching at straws.
I don't think so. Because we are actually very close to the temple. We may not be actually on it, but by being very close to it, we can hope to find bits of entablature, cornice, sculpture, finds, bits of lead tablets which people wrote, to Jupiter, please buy me a new cloak. Clues that can really say, yeah, there really is a Roman temple here, and I'm pretty firm that if we dig here, we're going to get that evidence.
You're going to have to be careful, though, because you're also going to get pipes and
Well,
cables.
there's all manholes everywhere, aren't there?
So are you saying that you don't want to dig here at all, or that
No,
there are
you've just got to be
certain
careful.
areas?
I think the only area that's free of services is in the corner.
over that
You
area
can
there,
come
yeah.
a bit in this direction, but we still need to do a quick scan because we've one lost cable.
Stuart, you haven't said anything. Are you sceptical?
No, I'm with him because whatever we find here will tell us more about this insula. We know very little about this insula. It's a block of buildings surrounded by
Means an
roads.
island.
Part of this gridiron pattern of streets and blocks of buildings, and we know very little about this side. So whatever we find here will tell us more about what Roman Cirencester was like.
In 30 years of digging, Tony, we've never not found something in Roman Cirencester.
Never not found something?
Yeah.
Does that convince you?
I think so, yeah.
After a quick CAT scan of the car park, geophysics are happy that Trench 3 will be clear of any hidden underground cables and pipes, but the digging will have to wait until tomorrow. It's almost the end of day 1, and Corenz's uncovered what looks like the corner of a wall, and the finds from Trench 1 are indicating it's not just a common or garden wall.
We've got a really nice bit here, Neil, that George is cleaning that. It's a hypocaust flue tiler.
It's box tile, and this is a square hollow tile that we're taking out hot airs up the wall, out through the chimney in the roof. So what this says is, although it's very small, it's evidence that there's a hypocaust. So this means wealth. Only the rich people had hypocausts in Cirencester. So it does point to the fact this is not an artisan's house, this is someone who's got a few bob in their pocket.
I'll tell you what else we've got that bears that out is this painted wall plaster. You see here that it's clearly been sort of had red underneath and then with blue paint over the top.
Where are these coming from in the trench?
Well, that's the slight problem, is that they're coming from down here, and all this rubble here is, we think, the foundation layer for that Victorian building.
I mean, it doesn't really surprise me this is actually coming out of the Victorian backfill, because in those times they were just interested in very big things, mosaics, complete pots.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing what they actually threw back in their trenches, and so...
Yeah, I mean, look at the size of some of these pieces.
Sure.
Look at that.
I mean, these would just have been of no interest to them, so we can fully imagine that there'd be plenty of finds actually in the Victorian backfill, but it does suggest it's coming out from further down, and we are in the area of a high-status house.
Over the garden wall at number 50, Phil's so-called wall is now taking on epic Roman proportions.
I mean, this really is getting quite extensive now, isn't it? Look, it's gone at least from there, and what we've gone in right the way back here.
That's right.
That's no wall, is it?
No, it's too big.
What do you reckon we're looking at? Like a courtyard or a road?
It could be either, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Who says we never find anything on our first day of time, Tim? No, never. We've got Roman coins, we've got a hypocaust tile, we've got Roman glass, we've got this lovely piece of high-status late Roman pottery, we've got roof tiles and that piece of blue painted plaster, we've got a mixing bowl, and look what's just come out of the trench just about 2 minutes ago, this lovely little Roman gaming counter. And we've got the corner of a late high-status Roman building here, and Neil's just told me that he reckons about that much below that earth is a Roman floor. And it may be made of earth, it may be made of plaster, but it could be Mosaic. Beginning of day 2, and as you can see, we've turned Joss's back garden into an open cast mine, and to add insult to injury, she and the family are washing our finds for us. Over there, 3 doors down, we're extending trench 2 because we think we might have found some sort of Roman courtyard or even a Roman road. And over there, we're putting a trench into the car park of the Firs because there may be a Roman temple there. Geophys are working next door there to see if there's any extension in this garden of the Roman activity that we've got in this trench, and Cirencesta's just come up with a top find.
Our first bit of mosaic.
So it looks as though we could be on course for our mosaic floor. Quite a lot happening today, I think. With Cirencester hard at work in the garden of number 56 and Phil 3 houses away in number 50, it's time to open up trench 3, where just over 100 metres away in the Firs car park, the JCB's arrived. Judging by the thickness of the tarmac, it's going to be some time before we find out if there's a pagan Roman temple here. But work's well advanced in the garden of number 50 in our quest for a Roman street. By extending trench 2 towards the house, we're hoping to find an edge to the stone surface uncovered yesterday, which should prove whether the surface is our missing road or merely the rubble of a Roman courtyard. Over in the park, stonemason Giles MacDonald is making his own pile of rubble. And with the arrival of members of the Ermine Street Guard, the place is beginning to look like a Roman building site. Giles, your task over the next couple of days is to make us a Roman column, isn't it?
Not quite a whole Roman column, a bit of one though.
Is this it?
No, this is part of it. We've got a base over here.
Uh-huh.
So the two together, I mean, they'll stand about 4 or 5 feet high.
When you've finished, will you carve it on the outside or will you leave it smooth like that?
Well, actually, what he's going to do is carve some overlapping leaves on the outside, because there's a particular sort of column which was found in this part of the town. And this column was made to stand out in the open and carry a statue of Jupiter or sometimes of a rider god, so they're usually called Jupiter columns.
So presumably it would have stood higher than this?
Oh, absolutely, yes. It would have looked, in fact, more or less like that.
So beautiful, isn't
Well,
it?
I mean, it's wonderful. It'd be nice to make one of those, but it's rather too much work.
Having made it, we then got to lift it up and get it on top of the base.
Who's going to do that?
Not me.
Is that
Those
the
smart
Ermine
ones
Street
over
Guard?
there, that's the ones.
Chris,
Hello.
how are you going to get that cylindrical column on top of that base?
Well, hopefully we're going to reproduce a Roman crane, an A-frame crane, and if we've done all our calculations correctly, we've worked it out that we'll be able to lift that onto the column base.
The Romans were noted for many things, but I'm not sure calculation or carpentry were among them. After earlier problems with crazy golf courses and modern landscaping in the park, geophysics are now scanning the rest of St Michael's Field, where John hopes the underlying archaeology can be more easily surveyed. In the garden of number 56, we've had to enlist more people to help process the amount of finds coming out of Trench 1 and the spoil heap.
Richard! You're wanted. Hello. You're wanted. What is it?
Aha! That's nice.
isn't it?
We haven't got that late before.
Oh.
This is House of Theodosius, right in the 380s. It's the last sort of coin that you'd actually find in the town.
But it's so small, isn't it?
The finds, the recording and the removal of loose Victorian backfill are all making for slow progress in the digging of Trench 1. And despite loads of pottery and coins, no more pieces of mosaic have been found since this morning.
I think my favourite bit we've had from this trench is this little gaming counter. Look.
It's glass, and they've actually inset different pieces, different colours of glass into the liquid blob. They've got a liquid blob, and then they press other bits of glass in.
Yes, you get it wet. It's beautiful.
So you'd need a set of 12.
This Roman board game is similar to chess, but instead of a king, our piece is a centurion in charge of 11 troops, whose aim is to defeat the opposition in a miniature battle. Time Team artist Victor Ambrose has been given the task of trying to depict how Chester Street may have looked in Roman times, complete with high-status houses, shops, and maybe a Roman temple. Phil has moved over to Trench 3 in the Firs car park, where the JCB has come straight down onto some archaeology.
So it's still running along that edge, and
I've just lost
this
it on
is
my
the rubbish.
side.
Ah, well, yeah, but it could look. There it goes. Look, it's still coming.
Yep. Phil,
hello.
What have you got in the trench?
Well, we got this enormous wall, Neil. I mean, look, you got one nice edge coming along there. And look, the other side's coming across here. It's a massive wall.
It's much bigger than the walls in Cirencester trenches, which are part of a house. This looks like a much bigger structure.
It doesn't align with how I'd envisaged the whole thing would be.
I mean, that kind of width of wall suggests to me we could be dealing with a public building rather than just a house.
What my feeling is that, you know, we're just looking at very much of a keyhole. We've got to get bigger.
Sure. I mean, if we can bring it perhaps this way.
We're going to go. I want to go that way.
Yeah.
And I would also like to ease that way a bit.
Sure.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Come back a bit later on. Okay then, Ben. Let's do it. More globally, see where it fits into the thing. Get it plotted. Get it fitted on then to the street plan, and then we can see exactly what's happening.
We've had a really lovely little piece of glass, which is actually part of I assume it's part of a drinking vessel. And it's actually got applied decoration on there. Do you think
a trail on the outside.
And a little sort of...
A little rosette or
yes, and I don't know what that is because
splotch.
It's just turning round.
It's very thin. I mean, this is one of the ways I think you'd be fairly sure it was Roman. If it's not Roman, there's nothing until the 17th century which would come anywhere near it.
And we're not getting any material of that sort. I mean, as you say, it's incredibly thin, and the decoration's so fine.
And it's turning out on itself, isn't it? It's coming up and turning over as if it's got a large rim.
So that's a sort of wine glass or something, is it?
Yeah.
On further reflection, it was decided that the glass fragment would probably have come from a jug or pitcher like this. With most of the Victorian backfill cleared from Trench 1, the Roman floor level can only be inches below the digger's feet, and still no sign of our tessellated pavement.
Here you are, Tony. Try some of our Roman army stew.
What's in this then? John?
Well, it's basically venison and onions and garlic, carrots and pearl barley and lentils.
Oh, I'll get a spoon as well.
That's it. The spoon's interesting, by the way. You've got the obvious spoon end. At the other end, if you turn it around, that's a spike you can use to pick your meat up.
Yeah. Oh, not bad, is it?
And to wash it down, there's some wine, but we put water in it.
Oh yeah, I can really taste the water. It's almost lunchtime for everyone else, and in the garden of number 50, the extension of Trench 2 is now complete. And it's yielded the desired result. Along the edge of the hard surface, they've uncovered a ditch. This ditch is proof positive that what we have here is our missing Roman road and not a courtyard. Constructed of compacted clay and gravel under a layer of cobbles, Roman roads had stone gutters or ditches running along the sides. So now we can plot exactly where this road passed through the garden wall, through the park and joined Ermine Street. With nothing more to be gained from further excavation, it's decided to close down Trench 2.
Listening, Cirencester, what's going on?
I'm over here and seeing now. Have you got Neil with you? Where's Neil? Neil?
Yeah, he's next to me. Well, I'll bring him with me. Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Just before lunch. Something going on in the next garden.
See you later.
Tony, it's Cirencester.
Tony, can you hear me?
Sorry, I'm eating Roman venison stew.
Come over here quickly. I've got something really exciting.
Cirencester,
Come and have a look at this.
what you got?
Oh, Tony, come and have a look at this. Look.
Ah, yes, 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 yes.
Oh, it must be good.
Neil,
Look, come here.
Oh, crikey, look
look at that.
Whoa!
On Mosaic at last. No one was here.
Oh,
we're here now.
My
Look
goodness.
at that.
Ah, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's definitely Roman. It's definitely a mosaic.
So we're the first people to see this since the Romans 1700 years ago.
So this is a fantastic discovery. First one in 25 years in Cirencester.
Oh, that's
Well, it's first one in 50 programmes for us.
It's white and there's a little bit of grey there. And so normally you just get plain red or plain white round the
We've
side.
had some red bits, just loose.
So we're actually more in the middle of the mosaic, I think. So it could be going that way and that way.
So we clean it up and do a lot of careful recording.
Very carefully. I mean, we really got to tease it off the top of it, and it's going that way, it's going that way.
That was my feeling. That, I mean, it sort of raises the question about if we want to find if there is a design, maybe we're going to need to think about extending the trench that way. We're getting rather close to the edge of your garden, but that's something we'll have to think about over lunch, I think.
I need lunch to think about that.
Over in the Firs car park, Phil's Trench 3 has now been extended to find out whether our Victorian archaeologist was also right about the pagan temple. Meg?
Yeah.
You lot seem as excited about this tangle of masonry down here as everyone else is about the mosaic.
No, more so.
Why? What can you see that I can't?
Because of the alignment of this big wall here, which Stu will show you on the map, look.
The axis of the town layout is like that. Our wall line here is completely different to that. You put the compass over the top of it and just let it settle a bit. East-west.
Right, what do we get that's east-west that's not related to absolutely a church? Late Roman churches are rare, aren't they, Richard?
Very,
I mean, how many do we know of?
For certain.
Yeah, or even possible. One for certain.
What would indicate that it's a church? I mean, we're not going to find a font or anything, are we?
No, it's going to be the sort of shape, really, and plan, isn't it?
Yeah,
We've got some, haven't we?
One of the ends, the east end or the west end.
So if it looks like a church, then it probably is a church.
Yeah.
It could be a church, yeah.
So the real debate now is, do we take all this lot away in case there's a parallel wall to this, which would be nice? Well, I mean, Sod's Law would have it, but of course it's that way, isn't it? You know, under the wall.
Can I put my 5 in, seeing as I'm the bloke who's going to have to dig the hole? We can dig it as big as you like, but there's a big problem. Where are we going to put the spoil?
We've hardly got enough room here, have we?
We're going to be very, very pushed.
I mean, presumably we could get some skips in or something, couldn't we?
Are you game to see if we can find the other wall?
Oh, I want to do it. If you get me the skips, I'll dig you as big a hole as you like, Tony. How's that do
All
you?
right. Trust me. Have I ever let you down?
Frequently.
So it looks like Neil was right to persuade us to dig up the car park, though it remains to be seen whether we're on the site of a pagan temple or a Christian church. With just over a day left to dig, it's decided to open up a new trench in what was once another part of the Firs garden, where Bravender, our Victorian archaeologist, had located a tessellated pavement. The search for Bravender's site was proving to be a test of Stuart's surveying skills.
Ready?
Yeah.
Incoming. Yeah, can you raise the pole up?
In the absence of Time Team's usual high-tech surveying equipment, Stuart and Mick resort to a method that any Victorian archaeologist would recognise. A system of ranging poles, dead reckoning, tape measures and pure luck.
You need to pull it now 23 metres along that line.
Okay, that's 23. How about that?
Yeah, can you raise something up, Mick? I can't see you from here.
I've left my pole behind. I tell you what, I've got a mark in the grass.
This?
Yeah, please.
I need to see it from here, Mick.
All right, so we're there. We have the technology. Now then, just hold that tape at 23, Tony. Right, here we are then. How about that?
That's the right line.
OK, we got it.
Just pull it tight. OK.
That's it then. That's where it is.
Not wanting to destroy yet another lawn, it's decided to open a 1-metre test pit to see if we're in the general vicinity of Bravender's mosaic. Back in Trench 1, the work's painstaking and laborious, but the mosaic's definitely getting bigger, though it looks like it's going to be some time before we can fully make sense of the pattern.
Corinza? Oh, hi there.
Can I come in?
Yes, do, yeah. Come and admire.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
I mean, when you were here before lunch, we just got that tiny little bit in the corner there exposed, and it just kept on going and going and going. But then we've got a repair. Look at this. That is a Roman repair.
That's my sort of repair.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Because they've obviously not tried to break it, you know, make little tesserae to repair it properly. But they have made a sort of token effort at reproducing the pattern, because where we've got bits of red coming in here, they've put red tile in. And this mortar floor here is sitting on top of the mosaic. So they've decided, oh, can't be bothered with the mosaic floor any longer. It's getting far too tatty. We'll just lay a mortar floor over it.
So what does this tell us about the story of this floor?
Well, it's the last 100 years of Roman Britain, I think, Tony. They lay down the floor in 300, they've got plenty of money. By 350, the money's going a bit thin. They either can't be bothered or they haven't got the money to repair it properly.
So really, this floor is the fall of the Roman Empire? I can really see why they say Rome wasn't built in a day, but that's all that's left for the Ermine Street Guard to master the finer points of crane building. End of day 2, and it's been one of the most fantastic time team days ever. Phil, tomorrow, what's going to happen?
We're going to find the other wall of the church, if we get the skips.
I've been busy.
Yeah.
Corinza, what about in your trench?
Well, we don't need any skips. We're going to take the mortar layer off the mosaic in our trench, expose the rest of it, and then we can reconstruct the whole pattern, hopefully.
Mick?
First tesserae out of Trench 4, so hopefully another mosaic tomorrow.
And Neil, I did promise you a small drink, didn't I?
You did.
Drinks
on Neil.
John! And Corinza. Bottle of beer. And who knows, tomorrow, maybe another mosaic floor. It's the beginning of day 3, and in Trench 3, Phil's trying to find a second wall in his search for an early Christian church. On the other side of the Firs, in what used to be part of our Victorian archaeologist's garden, the diggers in Trench 4 are still taking off the topsoil in their search for another mosaic. In the garden of number 56, the slow process of scraping away a layer of Roman mortar has begun, though it remains to be seen whether there's more mosaic underneath the firmly glued mortar. At the other end of the garden, our team of pot washers and sievers are trying to keep pace with the backlog of hundreds of small finds that are still coming out of Trench 1. The full extent of our mosaics revealed as the last remnants of mortar are removed. Disappointingly, it doesn't seem to have a picture at its centre, but it does appear to have a complicated design.
David, now we've got the mortar off the rest of the mosaic here, I mean, in the whole trench, can you work out what the patterns we've got are?
Well, I think so. The guilloche pattern that you see here with
Is that the figure of 80 type
Yes,
thing?
this cable pattern, which we call guilloche. It's like a rope pattern coming around here.
Oh, right, I see. It's
yes,
the one that's
that's
sort of
right.
going round.
It has central eyes, this and this, a white tesserae, which we call the eyes, and there's another band of guilloche running through in this direction and going on behind you.
Yes, I see, yeah.
And here you can see a triangle here, a large white triangle with a smaller triangle in there. Can
Oh,
you see
yes,
that one?
yeah, now you mention it, yes.
And there's
yeah.
possibly another one here, the triangle. Can you see that one there?
Oh, yes,
And
yes.
a band running down here. I imagine that this is a much larger scheme, a larger pattern going off behind, running along and paving a corridor. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's 30 and 40 metres long
You're
going
joking?
behind me.
30,
No, I'm
40
not.
metres? Well, if it's going off into infinity, 30, 40 metres, clearly we can't chase it?
We won't need to, because this is a fairly standard pattern. So we can estimate fairly certainly that the pattern repeats itself along the corridor.
To make the pattern more apparent, the mosaic has to be cleaned. So as not to disturb any of the fragile tesserae, the remaining dirt's carefully sponged off the surface. Within seconds, the colours are brought to life. Finally, we're revealing how it must have looked to the Romans 1700 years ago.
Was that okay, do you think?
We haven't got the time or the manpower to extend the trench any further, but using our graphics computers, we can virtually excavate to remove the soil and garden walls and reveal how the mosaic looked to the Romans living in a high-status house in Chester Street at the end of the 4th century. Now we know what the houses of Roman Chester Street may have looked like, Victor can put the finishing touches to his sketch. Though craftily, he's hedged his bets as to whether the building in Trench 3 is a pagan temple or a Christian church.
So where's this wall then, Phil?
Oh, tell me about it, Mick. Here, give us a hand there.
Yesterday, Phil found traces of a substantial wall, thought to be part of an early Christian church. Since then, he's excavated another 50 tons of earth, trying to find an opposing wall that would confirm the building as a church.
Unfortunately, there's no wall, but what we do have is a very, very nice mortared surface running right the way across that. So, I mean, that looks very much like just a big yard surface.
It's a lot of reused material, isn't it?
That's right. I mean, the main thing is, I think we now know where we are in relation to a building. We know that that is outside the building, and literally where we are now is going to be inside the building.
There's nothing to stop the wall actually being that side that we can't get at.
That's right.
So we're not going to be able to say any more than possibly a church, are we? I mean, we can't go beyond that.
It's indisputable. It is on an east-west alignment. But I mean, it has been worth it, really. I don't know how frequently you get a hole this size in Cirencester.
Well, this is probably the biggest hole that's been dug in Cirencester for about 20 years. So, so it's a great opportunity again just to see, you know, I mean, it's just to get your hands on it.
The other good thing is, you know, Bavinder did all this recording round here, and he seemed to be a bit sort of iffy about this area. But we can now add, well, there's tons of good archaeology here as well as all the other places he looked. Well, and that's got to be useful, isn't it?
You remember I said, everywhere you dig in Cirencester, you find something. Yeah. And there it is.
So I don't think we want to dig any more of that, do we?
I think that's record it.
Yeah. Great.
So with Trench 3 closed down and our mosaic in Trench 1 being cleaned and recorded, it's decided to concentrate all our efforts into Trench 4, with good reason. Only half a metre under the lawn, a wall's been found and the soil around it's teeming with finds. It's almost 5 o'clock and we've only got a couple of hours left to see if there's a mosaic here as well.
So what do you make of that, Richard?
Oh yeah, that's nice. Brooch, because you've got the bit of the pin and the catch plate there. Right. And it looks pretty tatty to us, but you've actually still got traces of gilding on it.
Oh, fantastic.
It wouldn't have been seen as bronze, it would have been seen as a gold brooch.
Yeah.
And then in that central panel, you'd have probably set a big glass bead of some sort, like a ruby, red ruby bead or something like that.
Over in St Michael's Field, geophysics have spent the last 2 days conducting a massive survey to see if they can find any link between the archaeology we've found in the gardens and what lies under the park. Back in the incident room, John seems less than happy with the results.
Did you get the road then?
Well, not really, no.
Well, oh.
We've got Ermine Street quite clearly coming through the middle of the park with the ditches on each side. Yeah, I mean, there's hints of things, but it's not as clear as we'd have hoped.
Right.
There is a series of rectangular buildings in this area here, fronting onto Ermine Street. And then there appears to be another boundary, and then a range of bits of buildings adjacent to the gardens. Here's 56, and then Trench 4 down here. a nice wall showing there.
Well, that's good, isn't it? If we're getting something on the geophysics that relates to the buildings we've been digging up, I mean, that's really good. I don't think you should be too depressed about that at all. I mean, we've got the road ditch in the excavation, so we know it's there, and to get that row of shops is great. You know.
Yeah. We'd just liked a bit more of the plan, you know.
Yeah, but I think that's good.
The geophysics results will now be collated with Stuart's survey to complete the picture of how the gardens of Chester Street fitted into Roman Cirencester. Over in the park, the crowds are gathering. The Ermine Street Guard appear to have finished the crane. It's all very well lifting a centurion, but will it be strong enough to lift over half a ton of solid stone?
Hey, Jules, this is going really well, and I see you've pressed Victor into service as well.
Another trade, Phil, another trade.
He's doing a great job, though.
He's a natural craftsman, isn't he?
Yes.
I mean, this is amazing. I mean, I think when I saw this before, all I saw was, well, you hadn't started it. It was just a square block of stone. And now you've got this beautifully ornamented cylinder of stone, and it's got to go on there, hasn't it? On the actual base of that column. Yeah. So we got the cylinder. I know we're going to use a crane, but how the hell do you attach the crane to the cylinder?
Very clever little device that sits in the top, called a Lewis pin.
A Lewis pin?
A Lewis pin. And that goes in the top of the stone.
Instinct tells me that if that goes in there like that...
That's it.
Yeah. And then as that tautens up...
That's it.
Oh, I see.
Sort of a scissor effect.
That goes in the hole, and as you take up the tension, those ends pull apart and actually pinch in the hole.
It's very simple technology, but it works.
Now or never, give it a go.
Despite the creaking timbers and creaking joints, the crane performs perfectly. Amazing considering it was crafted using only original materials and hand tools. Before the column can be left in the park as a permanent reminder of our visit, Giles inscribes it in the best Latin translation of Time Team.
Yeah, you're coming in, Joss, you'll like this. Right then, Stu, what have you got for us?
Well, I've been trying to use what information we've got from the excavations in your garden to tell us something about the bigger picture of Roman Cirencester. Yeah. This is your garden here on this section of our photograph. There's Chester Street. And if we see a photograph of modern Cirencester, the garden's there, this is the whole built-up area. We have to go back to the 1st century to get some idea of what's actually going on. Garden here. Major Roman road coming through here, the Ermine Street, and the fort was established on Ermine Street, and a small settlement grows outside it.
Vicus things.
That's right, just scrappy little settlement, nothing particularly organised. Yeah. By the 2nd century AD, they completely got rid of that and laid out this big gridiron pattern of streets, blocks, houses, buildings, etc., but still based on Ermine Street. And your garden is south of the most important town centre blocks. By the end of the 2nd century, they'd added a walled area around. Later, after the Roman period, all this end of town completely disappears from the map, and the medieval town moves northwards with its centre up there. So your garden now is in an area of what were open fields, market gardens, orchards, that sort of thing.
Which explains why there's nothing between the Roman level and the surface of your garden. It's all the soil that's built up as it's been a farmland, really.
That's good. And to see that now against the detail back in the gardens. One of the questions we were asked when we came was how accurate Bravender's map was, his recording of archaeology. And what the excavations in Garden 50 and Garden 56 have allowed us to see is that there was a Roman road across there. That is one of the divisions of these blocks. It was a bit south of where Bravender had it, and it was a bit north of where the Cotswold Archaeological Trust had it. It was bang in the middle. But nevertheless, what it actually shows is this was a division between this important town centre block and this block that your garden's in here, which was probably an area of posh housing.
Still is.
You wouldn't expect anything less, would you?
Not at all.
Back in Trench 4, there's still no sign of a mosaic, but the quality and number of the finds more than compensates.
Oh, look what I've got.
What have you got?
I've got a dice.
Oh, what?
Look at that.
I don't know whether I can better it. I've got a spoon.
Oh, what? Hey, hang on, we can't cope with all this sort of stuff. Oh, look, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, but look, have you seen this? Look, hey?
We've got everything.
It's coming out here like as though there's no tomorrow.
Barney, this spoon's got a silvering on it.
Does that make it a rich person's spoon?
I don't know, I'm just wondering if there's anything on the bowl.
Ah, well, look, here, Mick.
I mean, these things have inscriptions on and
if you
Christian
got it,
symbols
yeah.
and all the rest of it. Good, that, look.
I mean, a piece of wood like this, that won't do it any harm, will it?
No. Well, I wouldn't have thought so, no.
This looks like congealed sugar.
That's just going all over my glasses, Phil.
Hey?
That's just going all over my
That's
glasses.
it, yeah, well.
Oh, Phil. Ah, it's got silvering on the bowl as well.
It certainly has.
Yeah.
What sort of handle do you reckon that would have had, Mick?
Oh, it has a very long pointed one,
yeah.
long thin pointed one.
So what's it for?
Well, they were used in Christian ceremonies as well as ordinary domestic stuff, which is why I wanted to see what if there's anything on the bowl.
So, I mean, we're not that far away from our potential church.
No, I mean, it's...
Well, we've got a dice as well.
Well, that's presumably...
I think...
This is presumably bone, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it goes with the... I mean, we've already had the nice wooden plaque out.
Yeah, and you see they've drilled a sort of...
That's what I think that Dotton's ring is beautiful.
That's fantastic, isn't it? Look at that.
It's 20 to 6 now.
Yeah, I think, just keep going in the time we've got, Barney.
I will. This is amazing, isn't it?
Fantastic.
As everyone packs up and prepares to go home, Barney makes one final discovery.
We've got the floor.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
So it is.
It's not a tessellated one, I'm afraid.
I don't care what it is. It is the floor. That's what we wanted.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great trench, but where's Bravender's mosaic?
Well, it must be somewhere in this area. The problem is that his recording of where it was, plus the drawing of the 19th century map depicting his information, means that we're in the right area, but obviously not bang on the spot. Probably 2 or 3 metres away somewhere.
But there could be an extension of the mosaic under that trench anyway, couldn't there?
Oh, I think so, because that's undisturbed archaeology that we've got there, so we've no idea what's underneath it.
But Bravender's mosaic is just in this surrounding area.
I think it's 2 or 3 metres away from where we are there.
And given time, team, I know exactly where it'll be.
Absolutely.
It's under here, isn't it?
Under the spoil heap.
Do you want to go?
No. You carry on.
I think we'll leave it to somebody else. So our picture of Roman Chester Street is complete, with the missing road found in the garden of number 50, evidence of shops and buildings under St Michael's Field, a possible early Christian church in the Firs, and best of all, a high-status house in number 56, complete with Time Team's first ever mosaic. It's the end of a fantastic 3 days at Chester Street. We've found over 70 Roman coins in this garden alone, plus hundreds and hundreds of pieces of pottery and a wealth of beautiful small finds, including the brooch and the spoon and the dice. But anyone who really loves archaeology is going to be envious of our Time Team family, who've got a mosaic at the bottom of their garden.